Keep arms down and head back and hold on.
So, in 1998, HBO did a docudrama series about the moon landings, which is a topic that has come up here multiple times.
Ooh, the moon landings.
Yes. And okay, so my dad was talking about it, and I was like, wow, that sounds like really good. It's a 12-part series. So I watched it, and oh my God, it is probably one of the best documentary series that I've ever seen. But I've come to a conclusion. The reason why there's so much, like, people who like question the moon landing is because they only know about Neil Armstrong. And like the stuff like Apollo 15, 16, and 17, to me, are the most mesmerizing things that I've ever learned about. The amount of science that they did, and how, like, on Apollo 15, so Congress was going to basically cancel the Apollo missions completely. Apollo 15 was supposed to be just a rudimentary visit to the moon, and they were supposed to be up to Apollo 19. They had scheduled up to Apollo 19. Congress decided that they wanted to stop funding this. So they gave like this, like, okay, here's the money, here's what we're going to do. And basically what happened is NASA turned 15, 16, 17 into huge scientific missions, which they weren't initially intending to be. And they actually had professors training the astronauts in geology. And it was just really like what these astronauts were going through and learning, and like just seeing them, like, you know, go from like, oh, that's a rock, to, oh no, this type of rock. And like, it was like incredibly fascinating. And like, you know, the other thing, like, I didn't know about Apollo 17. They actually had cameras on the moon that were being directed by somebody at Mission Control. And nobody tuned in. Like, at that point, it was like, oh yeah, it was so, visiting the moon at that point was just like, oh yeah, that's that thing we're doing. Like, unless something went wrong, nobody cared. And yet, like, they had spectacular video from the moon that people just didn't bother with. They didn't care about, because, like, you know, after Neil Armstrong,
it was dramatic enough.
Right, exactly. Yeah. Which is why, like, you think about, like, Apollo 13, like, oh yeah, everybody knows about Apollo 13 because stuff went wrong.
Yeah.
Right.
It's just a fascinating. It's called From the Earth to the Moon. And I highly recommend it. Highly recommend it. But it's hard to learn about those later moon landings and think that this is all just a made-up thing.
So you didn't see any boom microphones slipping in the frame or anything like that?
I did not. But yeah, it was just really cool. Like, they you know, while they were there, like Apollo 15, 16, 17. Well, on Apollo 17, they actually sent one of the actual scientists, one of the actual geologists up with the astronauts. Like, he was trained as an astronaut as well at that point, but like, they said, okay, this is going to be the last one, so we really want to send somebody up that really knows this stuff. And
I wonder what population or what percentage of the population believes that the moon missions were fake.
Yeah, I don't know. It seems to be more prevalent now. You know, one of the biggest things that kind of hit me when in watching that is you think of like our nation and like you think of like Neil Armstrong and how, and even back when JFK said we're going to the moon, you know, how much the nation was behind it. And it was just like, it was almost like a national identity that like people really rallied behind. And it was almost like a unifying thing. We're kind of in this point where like nothing that our government's doing is something that people are rallying behind. You know, there's...
Yeah, even proud of.
Well, yeah, there's that as well. But it's just, you know, it's kind of interesting. And then it's like, well, what, you know, one of the things that I know Mike had brought up, like, well, why haven't we been back? Well, I mean, it was simple. Congress said we're spending too much money on it. And that's what ended it. Like it was right there in the later moon landings, like the whole fight between politics and NASA, and it became political. And as soon as it became political, it was like, well, yeah, we're not going to bother anymore.
Yeah, they wanted it to be scientific, which is what everyone wants. But the problem is that they did enough scientific research on the missions they did, from what I understand, to where it just wasn't really a thing anymore. It's like, oh, what's up there? It's like dust and rocks. It's like, yeah, but what kind? And they're like, here, this kind. It's like we got most of the answers, but there's actually another space race going on right now. From what I hear, we're like all the countries are gearing back up to try to go back to the moon. Why? I really fully understand, but that's one of the curious things now. It's like, oh, so we have to repeat what we did before, and basically our country is going, we don't really remember what we did before.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah. And like, you know, I was thinking about that too. It's like, you know, like I think about like stuff I did when I was a teenager. Like I couldn't repeat that now. I don't remember that stuff.
Right?
Like I remember thinking back at like, you know, stuff that I did with computers back then. I was like, that's really cool. Like, how did I do that? I don't know. I don't remember. It's all gone.
And
like
you would think it would be easier now too.
You would think so.
You don't have to do the calculations manually, you know, all that stuff.
See,
well, I think that's
where
part of the problem is that in the first time out, we were in a race, right? It was a space race.
Yeah.
So it was like, we just need to get there. And they're like, how are we going to do this? And we basically got collectively together at a high level and said, we could pretty much just wing this. Let's go. and we did it collectively. And we essentially won the race. And now we're like, let's wing this, and the government's like, at that cost, no way. We want we want all the numbers to say we can do this 100%. And that's when it's like, well, we winged it before, so we didn't really have all the numbers. That's kind of the way I interpret it.
Well, I think that's a very interesting point, though. Like the whole calculations thing and like doing it manually. Now we have this computing power that can do all of this for us. And I think that's why we're dumb. You know, like back in the 60s, it was like people that really knew what they were doing. They understood these calculations. Right. And now it's like, let's vibe code our way to the moon. You know, let's just have AI tell us how to get to the moon. You know, meanwhile, it can't tell us what 2 + 2 is. Type this into the computer, and then they had to like use the slide rules and stuff to verify that the computer had the right information inside of it. That was, I think it was Apollo 17. They were talking about like was it Apollo 17? I don't know. It was one of the later ones. Maybe it was 15. I don't remember which one, but like they were in the lunar module and going to land on the moon, and all of a sudden, Mission Control got an abort signal, and they asked the crew, they said, hey, what's this number reading? And they said +00001 or whatever it was. And they said, okay, you guys aren't holding the abort button, are you? And they're like, no. So what had happened was there was some kind of a short in the abort button. And what was going to happen if that, like, whenever they went into landing mode, if that abort button was triggered, it was all over. Like that was going to end the mission because the system would have gone into abort mode, and basically what I gather is basically it's going to like work its way back to the Apollo craft.
Yeah.
So like first they said, well, can we have somebody like tap on it? And they did, and it went away. But then they were like, well, okay, so we confirmed it's a button. The button is shorting, but we can't have this trigger. So they had like all these coders on the ground figuring out all of this. Like, how do we tell the computer to ignore that abort signal? And like they radioed up these commands that were just like letters and numbers, like a bunch of letters and numbers, enter, letters and numbers, enter. And like they were basically reprogramming the craft over, stuff that just made no logical sense to the human brain. It was spectacular.
Wow.
So you've inspired me to run a test. You mentioned you mentioned Ryan of a slide rule. Okay.
Yeah.
You and I know what that is. But I'm thinking, I wonder if my kids, even my engineer daughter, knows what a slide rule is. So I just sent them a text saying, okay, no looking that up. You must answer at the top of your head. Tell me what a slide rule is. We'll see what I get if I get an answer at all. I'll report back if I respond before the show's done.
There you go. That's awesome.
Is it a slide rule? Is the thing when you use a pencil and it like? Is that the?
No. You don't even know, huh?
I'm thinking of this thing. This was an old. Maybe it was like the first calculator. I don't. It was really cool. My grandfather had it from like when he was a kid, and it was like there were just a bunch of slots in it with numbers, and you basically took the. I don't remember even how to use it, how exactly you use it, but you would like put the pencil point in the number you were working with, and like you would just slide it, and it would like it almost worked like gears going through these slots to calculate the number. It was like a mechanical calculator.
Like it's round? Because I don't remember. I remember working with the slide rule, but I don't remember anything with pencils. It was just back and forth. You push the slides back and forth.
Different functions on different slides. You move them left to right, and then you use the I don't know what it's called, the little line in the center to
Oh, God. We have sibling rivalry going off of this. My daughter just responded. I'm texting Dad on this because I want to see what E's answer, my son, is first. She's not going to give her answer until Eric responds. So maybe she actually knows, but she doesn't want to give it away.
Okay, do it outside of a group chat, and go to channel 2.
Yeah. Oh, wait, no. She did respond on one that was just ours. I just see that now. It's just, okay. I know it's for doing math, but I have no idea how to use one.
Oh, no. Yeah, that's same here. I know what it's for, but I don't know how to actually use one.
Well, that tells you how old I am, because we actually learned how to use one when I was in school, because digital calculators were brand new on the market and super expensive. So it wasn't until, well into high school before everybody was able to afford the digital version of it. So we were actually taught how to use it. I don't know that I could remember now. I certainly don't have one. But yeah, that was a part of my life. Slide rules.
That's just like in drafting class, I had to learn how to write in an exact font that's used on prints. I don't even remember what the font is.
Yeah.
But everything we had to practice, here we all were taking night classes in college, and we had to practice the alphabet and numbers over and over again to make sure it was the right font, so that when you modified manual drawings, it looked like they were supposed to be there the entire time.
Yeah. Wow.
So
it's like, after doing that, it's like, okay, go ahead and turn on AutoCAD. Let's go back into it.
That's great.
The closest thing to what I was talking about is called an addiator. I mean, I can't find a picture of the exact thing that I had held in my hand and used, but an adiator looks similar to the concept. And I don't think I could tell you how to use it now, but
well, anyway.
yeah. So, yeah, watch the documentary where people that knew how to do all this old stuff did some pretty crazy stuff that we can't do now. And then you know, you think like, okay, we can't get to the moon, and then say, well, how did the Egyptians build the pyramid? Like, here's your answer right there. Like, we can't remember how to get to the moon.
Did it with a slide rule.
Anyway, this is Side Friction Podcast. It is,
believe it or not.
Episode 106 for November 22nd, 2025. I'm Bob.
I'm Greg.
I'm Ryan the Ride Mechanic.
And if you haven't heard, I'm still sick. So ignore the voice again.
Okay.
You guys are probably getting used to it now. It's been like, 4 weeks, I think?
This is in our multi-part series of Bob's sick shows.
Yes. We're going to start off with, last week we talked about the roller coaster museum and how they were touting, hey, there's an amusement park in Amarillo. There is, and it's for sale.
Yeah, we're not so remote. Yeah, it's up for sale.
Interestingly, though, this is Wonderland Amusement Park that we're talking about. The interesting thing is it's on public lands. It's a public park. So basically, I guess this is the sell of the rides.
Yeah, I guess you could say it's the sell of the business.
Or the
but not
business,
land.
yeah. So yeah, it's kind of, I don't know what to think of this. How, like, are there requirements? Like, if somebody else buys this, like, is there a requirement to continue operation of it? I can't see anything that says that, and then it also says, like,
I guess that would have to be if there was a contract with whoever owned it, whoever owned the land. I don't know who would hold the contract for that. Because if it was public, wouldn't the city hold the contract for that?
Right, that's what this is saying. So it's the land is the city's.
Yeah.
And so the cities, it's up to the city to decide who they want to sell it to then, and whether they want it to continue as a park or be redeveloped like America, like Six Flags
Right.
America.
Yeah.
it says that the mayor said that they want to structure a lease for that new buyer. So whoever he sells it to, like, they don't necessarily have anything to do with the city, but they want to make sure that he sells it to somebody that can maintain and improve the property. So I don't like, this is very, I don't know. The wording of the things, the quotes in this article are very
Nebulous.
Yeah, just, I don't know. I don't know what to expect here.
Still, if they want to maintain it as a park in Amarillo, they're not going to have a lot of buyers, I would think. You know, especially when you've got the big Six Flags chain selling stuff off as it is.
Yeah.
What are they going to do? Advertise themselves, buy this park because we're next to the roller coaster museum that nobody can go to.
Right.
Wonderland's got bathrooms, though, right?
Well, there is that. I'm sure there's plumbing.
That is, you need to go to the bathroom while you're at the museum. You have to go to Amarillo.
What happens if they join forces? What happens if
getting a little concerned?
museum,
the more this conversation goes on, the more I'm getting concerned about this.
Yeah.
But what if the museum buys Wonderland?
Nobody will be able to visit Wonderland.
Nobody will be allowed to go to Wonderland. It'll just sit there, the whole park, standing but not operating.
that would fix a lot of the requirements. Now I'm getting off track.
No, you're not. No, you're not.
I don't think you are, actually. That's what scares me.
No, I think you're on track. If they, yeah.
Well, an announcement on a possible decision is expected soon. So
Who knows what that means?
Yeah.
Something's going to happen.
We will update as soon as we have something.
Yeah. That was.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Well, our first big story is a continuing story, and this is just I've still had an uneasy feel, like I have a weird feeling about Stardust Racers. It always seems like something doesn't jive with me on how things played out. And now the Mack Ride CEO coming out and saying, well, we still don't know what happened, adds to that for me. Because if the ride manufacturer is saying, like, we don't know what happened, I don't know. Like, it just seems like they're opening the ride up in hopes that it won't happen again.
The exact quote from him says, "I'm really sorry for this poor family and guy, but we don't know yet what really happened. We only know that the ride worked very well." I mean, in my mind, that's Mac saying, look, our stuff worked the way it was supposed to.
Right. But that's not, that also doesn't say that there wasn't some kind of oversight, that the way it works isn't prepared to deal with some kind of freak instance,
True.
My fear is, well, I don't know, fear is maybe too strong a word. Will we ever know? Is it even possible for us to ever know, given the circumstances and how much, information we don't have available to us? There weren't cameras on the whole ride.
I don't think we will know. And that's the thing. But, to me, it's like, I guess there's nothing that I can quote you and say, oh, well, here's the evidence to this. This is just like with everything that I've read and heard about this incident, it makes me feel like there's a situation where if somebody passes out on the ride, something like this could happen. And I think it's just like, it's one of those things where it doesn't happen. Like, there may be gray outs, but not complete blackouts. And I think that's kind of a rare thing for somebody to completely black out on a ride. Like to the point where, like, come back into the station unconscious. I mean, I'm not saying it doesn't happen, because it does, but I don't think it's that common. So I think if things align, I think that this could repeat itself. Maybe, possibly. I don't know for sure. I mean, the thing is, everybody kind of keeps wanting to lean to this guy was disabled and that was the problem. But this guy rode it before. He rode it 5 times that day before. Why did it happen on this one ride? What was different? And there's a little like, if I go down there I'll absolutely ride it again. But not again, but I would absolutely get on it and ride it. I don't think that this is something that, like, the normal person has to worry about, but I think there's something still there. And what bugs me more is the state ride inspectors didn't do any reports on it whatsoever. Like, they went there and they did investigate at the request of Universal, from what I understand, but they filed no reports.
That's an odd one. That really is an odd one. But that's also, there's still, so the other part of that is that they open the ride back up. They say, oh, the ride's doing fine. Open it back up. So the ride's open back up. So the ride's running, but that doesn't mean that the investigation's done. because
no,
the
it
sheriff
definitely doesn't. Yeah.
Right. They're still doing their investigation. It's still active right now.
And
So,
that's a criminal investigation that's still active.
so that was one of the things that was, there's still active investigation going on. And when there's an active investigation going on, they can't release stuff. They can't say stuff. They can't say whether they did or didn't, because it's part of an active investigation. Releasing that information might compromise the investigation.
Well, then that should have been the response rather than there isn't anything.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what the difference is there between saying they have information but they can't release it. Like the coroner's report. They said, "Where's the public coroner's report for this?" And the coroner did say, "We have it, but we can't release it."
Right. Yeah.
Because there's an active investigation going on right now. So it's like, okay.
I'm looking at this article about it, and it's, the News 6 sent in a request, and their response to it, by way of presenting them with anything, says, there are no responsive records. What is a responsive record, quote unquote? Does that mean we don't have any records that we can share with you, or none exist?
I took it to mean that it's the records that you are requesting, the type of records you're requesting don't exist.
Oh.
That's how I interpreted it.
I took it.
Okay, yeah. I just never heard anywhere else where they use the word responsive.
Right, it seems weird.
In records,
weird wording.
Like, what is that?
I think that also boils down to the careful how you answer this question.
Yeah.
Because, there's a whole active investigation going on. So it's like, careful what you say around it, because you don't want to be on the wrong side of that one.
I want to be clear that I'm not, I don't want to, I'm not saying any of this is doom and gloom, oh, this is a dangerous ride, nobody should ride it. That's absolutely not what I'm saying. But I feel like, I kind of feel like maybe they should have waited a little bit longer to reopen this ride. And I also feel like, regardless of the cause, if any other accident happens on this ride during this time, that may do in this park. Not just the ride, but the park. So, to me, it's I feel like they're taking a huge risk. It's a calculated gamble, I guess, but hoping that this doesn't happen again. We can't explain why. I don't know. I just have this weird feeling about it. It just things seem to get weirder and weirder about it.
I don't know. That's one of those weird things. It is weird. It's a weird circumstance, that's for sure. But I mean, I could definitely see the park, the insurance companies, everybody else is standing there going, "It's working the way it's supposed to. It's working the way we designed it to.
Right, yeah.
It's working properly. It did everything it needed to do." And I mean, not like you said, not to say it's the guy with a disability or anything like that, but I mean that is the wild card in this equation.
Right.
But see, I think that might be the biggest thing that I have an issue with, is saying that, okay, that's the wild card. But the fact that he rode it so many times before, and that he was a roller coaster enthusiast, that he rode coasters a lot. Right. This wasn't just a local guy that was handicapped that went to the park and rode a ride, and it resulted there's an extra layer of a wild card there that's not defined. Unless you can tell me why. Okay, you want to point to, he was disabled and we think that was the cause of it. Okay, well, explain to me why just this one ride. And I'm not saying only Stardust Racers. I'm saying this one ride on Stardust Racers. What's the wild card there? Because he's rode it multiple times before, 5 times that day, and we don't know how many times before.
Well,
So why did it become an issue in that one ride?
I don't know if you want to. I'm just playing devil's advocate. I'm not trying to make any statement about anybody or anything. But if you think about something mechanical, like your car, you use it over and over and over and over and over and over again, and suddenly the starter stops working. Why? Because it's just hit a point where something snapped, where it was used enough times that it wore out, and maybe there's something that's been building all of these years and all of these rides for someone who has an unusual health condition, and just all of a sudden we reach the end point.
Yeah,
I don't know.
That's possible.
There is no pat explanation at this point, and I don't know that there ever will be.
so you could tone that conversation down a little bit and execute it in a different manner and just say, okay, pre-existing condition, a person knows that they have an aneurysm inside their brain, but they said it looks stable. Okay, so the person goes to Disneyland all the time, right? Their favorite ride is Pirates of the Caribbean. It's Pirates of the Caribbean. Like, no one cares about that, right? Person's been doing this for years. One time they ride on Pirates of the Caribbean, that aneurysm ruptures. They die. Okay, so did the ride malfunction? No, ride was doing what it was supposed to do. Why that ride? Don't know. It's your time to go. It's your time to go.
Yeah, exactly.
But I understand that, like Bob was saying, like there's still some fishy circumstances around it. It's like, yeah, there is. I think the fact that they can't pinpoint it is one of the reasons why the investigation is still ongoing, because they're not ready just to let it go and say, 100% freak accident. They're shaking every tree to make sure, because I'm sure. And I can almost guarantee you, Universal and the insurance companies aren't sitting there probably trying to close the investigation. They're like, yeah, absolutely, let it play. Like, we don't want to be, they don't want to try to make anything seem like, oh, they closed it early, or they pushed to close it early, because that would look way worse.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it absolutely would.
That would look way worse in that situation. So it's like, don't try to mess with it. Just let it play out. Let it happen. Hopefully we'll know the end of it one day. I still get people contacting me from a year ago saying, hey, whatever happened with the Birmingham Starflyer that was rotating backwards and then just suddenly crashed down to the ground?
Yeah, Ryan, what actually did happen to that? I want to know.
No one knows. No one knows, because the investigation was said, like, we're going to launch a full investigation, find out what happened, and that's the Health and Safety Commission over there in England, and then they're in the UK anyway, and that's it. That was the last thing we heard. I've actually had 2 news agencies contact me saying, hey, have you heard anything else on this? I'm like, no. They're like, was that your video, that the actual accident? And I said, nope, it was given to me. They're like, can we contact that person? I'm like, sure, go ahead. Yeah. Like, it's not, it's one of those things. I'm not going to stand in the way of any of that information.
Right. Yeah.
Right. Someone's like, here, you could see this, but don't show it, don't tell anybody where you got it from. It's like, I'm deleting that.
Yeah. I'm not going to work with that.
Delete, like, not even going to open that. Like, nope, not going to do that. But yeah, I mean, that's almost a year now, because it happened mid-December last year. And last time I checked, and I check in on it every couple of months, and there's been no update that I found. Nobody knows. And like I said, 2 news agencies have contacted me asking if I knew of any resolution for it. I'm like, I don't. And they're like, we're going to figure this out. I haven't heard back from them either.
I certainly hope that this is something that they, like, whenever the investigation does close, they will release this information. It's just, I don't know, the multiple blunt force head trauma, it just seems weird. There's just so much about this incident that it's like, It really is. It's just like Twilight Zone level of stuff. Like, how did this happen? It's not, it's just weird. Like, I can maybe buy, like, okay, yeah, it's something that just, like Greg was saying, it was just like that was the end. That was just like it hit the point that it just couldn't handle it anymore. Okay, I'll buy that. But then how does a restraint mechanism in ride vehicle allow multiple blunt force injuries for somebody that passed out? That to me is like, that to me is a red flag, because
I've got nothing official from my end, but I mean, if you want to take people at face value for whatever it's worth, I've had on that particular video, I have people that have ridden trains just like that on other rides, where it's like an identical train, and they said that their buddy did pass out on that ride. It's just adrenaline overload. They full out ragdoll passed out on that ride. Not the one at Epic Universe, but on one of these other rides. They were fine.
Well, that's where
they got back in. They woke them up in the station. Hey, get up! Time to get off the ride.
That's where I think.
So, like I said, face value, people, on comments. So, take it with a massive margarita pitcher of salt. But it's one of those things that other people have said that they have seen people pass out ragdoll on those type of trains before with no negative repercussions whatsoever.
That's why I think there's an element in this ride that leads to, like, forces in a way that it's like, because Copperhead Strike's the one that I rode that have the same trains, and like, you're not like, that's not a very forceful ride. Like, I can certainly see like nothing's going to happen on that. But I've not rode Stardust Racers, but from what I've heard about it, it's like, I've heard people say that it has stronger forces than Still Vengeance. I don't know whether that's true or not, but that
sounds to me like we need to make a road trip and meet up there.
Yeah. Oh, there you go.
Just like that.
We'll carry around magnifying glasses and old timey hats, and we'll be like, we'll stand around the exit talking about a hunch. I've got a hunch on this one. Oh, that'll be great.
That'll be awesome.
I would be happy to do that. Again, I want to reiterate that this is not me saying like, don't ride it, it's not safe. That's not where I'm coming at this from. I think if you're going to go there and you're healthy and, there's no issues, like I think you'll be fine. Maybe drink an extra Gatorade just to make sure you don't pass out. But like, I think you're fine. I don't think this is something that like the majority of America has to worry about. I just feel like there's something there, and I don't know. It's weird. It's just a weird
I think
scenario.
The only thing that's going to come out of this event is that, like at the end, we're just going to find out if the steps that Universal said, okay, now you have to be able to stand up and transfer under your own to get into the ride vehicle. I think the end of this is going to determine if that was the correct step or if they need to go further.
See that
if they're going to identify something else, and they're going to say, "Yep, here it is. You need the doctor card now. You need to get on a ride. Like, you got to get a doctor's note and get on this ride." Wow, I almost went into Trump right there. That was crazy. Did you hear that right at the end?
Just a little bit.
I was like, "You're gonna need a doctor's note to get on this ride. Everyone's gonna need doctors. We have the best doctor's notes around." I had a doctor's note one. It was the best doctor's note. Oh man,
it's
the way that guy talks is hilarious.
Yeah.
I mean, it is. Like, my son and I will just jump into that voice and start talking the whole time.
Oh no.
It's a whole way he talks. Sorry, I don't want to.
It's always like,
I know that subject is irritating with a lot of people. I'm sorry, but I just like Just the best.
No,
the way she does
and you
that.
know it with the like. It's the best. It's always good. It's the best.
Always the best.
It's always
Yeah,
the best.
yeah. It's that like salesman mentality. Always say yes. Always say, yep, it's better. Ours is. I guess.
Skyline rides. It's the best. It's going to be the best.
You
right?
could even take a bad one probably with them and be like, "Oh, I got cancer. It's the best cancer ever." Doctor said you were excited to like it. It was the best cancer. When they said it's tumors, like, no, it's a big tumor. It's the best tumor he's ever said. He says, "Man, this is a great tumor." I feel like you just take anything and just start saying, it's the best. It's the whatever it is.
Ryan's trying to kill me. I can't laugh like this.
Well, it's the same mentality when you get on with call centers. If you ever been on with a call center, it's always yes. No matter what, they will say yes. Yes, I can help. Yes, I will help you with that. It's always yes. It's never no.
Yeah.
The call center is always yes. It's a tactic,
It definitely is.
Sorry, I hijacked the show.
That's okay.
But if you don't mind, I did good.
there.
I hijacked the show the best, man. Better than anyone
the
ever
best
done it
hijacking
before.
ever.
It's the best hijacking ever. Someone else tried it. I said, "Boy, that was a poor hijacking." I did it much better.
Oh God!
I'm about to pass out on this ride.
You're killing him.
Yeah, Bob's getting red over there.
Oh yeah, yes.
That's like all the coughing that I'm doing. Like that's the thing that the listeners have not realized because I'm here. Like the mixing board is right beside me, so every time I have to cough, I'm muting myself.
Yeah.
So. But like when I cough, I like am getting to the point of like almost graying out. So this is a very this is a rough ride for me. So
An SLC of a joke.
if for a while it sounds like I have a cough drop in my mouth, it's because I do. Thanks, Ryan. Moving on. Six Flags
Is
is
SeaWorld facing the best class action lawsuit ever?
this is dead on too. This is like this.
Absolutely.
It's the best lawsuit.
I could just stay in that mode if you want.
We could the rest of the show easily.
It's going to be a very one-sided thing, though.
Yeah, we better calm down a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So somebody's finally calling United Parks and Entertainment on all of their hidden fees.
Yeah. They just did the thing over all the hotels. I know now when you book a hotel, because, we go to Vegas and visit the in-laws all the time. And when you're booking a hotel, you can click a little checkbox on there. It basically says, show me all the fees. Yeah. That way you're not dealing with just, our hotel room is $149 a night. And you click that box and you put the fees in there. And it's like, actually now that one night is now $235.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that was a big complaint with Airbnb, too, for the longest time.
What's more ridiculous is like the low-cost airlines, like Frontier. Anytime you do that, like my actual ticket when I would fly with Frontier was almost always like 10 cents.
But everything else.
Everything else was all fees, like the airport fee. And I'm like, how is Frontier making any money? I don't think they are.
Because
they break it down. You got the left engine fee, the right engine fee,
landing gear,
the landing gear fee,
each wheel fee on the landing gear.
Pilot 1 student loan fee.
We can go down a really big rabbit trail with that.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Because that makes me, every time I go in and I'm looking for, lowest fare, and I don't know if they do still this way or not, but you couldn't ever look up Southwest on booking.com or something. You had to go to their own website. Maybe you still do. But every time I do that, I'm like, why are these supposed to be low fare? They're literally the most expensive one I've looked at so far. So how are people getting low fares on Southwest? I don't know. It never has worked for me.
I think Southwest is very dependent on what route you're going. Some of the routes are incredibly cheap. And days, that too.
Yeah, but, I'm usually, most of the time when I've been looking at them, it's in terms of going to Denver to see my daughter. And that is an expensive route. I don't care who you're looking at. For some reason, to go from Pittsburgh to Denver is an expensive route.
That's because you have to pay for all the underground tunnels under the Denver airport.
Well, and the tent. Do you know about that tent?
The tent? I do not know about the tent.
The roof of the landside terminal is fabric.
It's a tent.
It's fabric. It's obviously a resilient kind of fabric, but it has to be replaced every so often at the cost of millions of dollars. It's insane that whoever came up with that. You'll have to look it up. Look at a picture. It's a whole bunch of tent peaks.
That's
look like the mountains. But it's not a permanent roof. I don't know who came up with it. Well, there's a whole lot about that airport. That's a big rabbit trail we can go down. There's all kinds of
the Denver airport is huge.
And all kinds of stuff about that airport.
Like all the things like during the construction, like why'd you build that? You didn't need it. You had a perfectly good one. Oh yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, why are you building underground tunnels into areas that it looks like they're going under the mountains? Like, and then the murals. Oh my God, some of those murals are like,
oh yeah,
like people wouldn't look at them, but if you really looked at them, you're like, what the hell?
Oh yeah, there's whole channels and stuff devoted to the murals out there.
Yeah.
It's freaky. It's weird. Like
everything about that airport is a little, and sometimes more than a little off center.
Yeah. But it does give people something to talk about. Huh?
True.
It's always on people's like, oh yeah, when my son, we bought a new bowling ball a couple of years ago, and we were talking back there, and it was like, oh, you want this brand? I don't remember what it was, but the colors were actually coated with the smell.
Storm.
What?
Storm. That's what it is. Storm.
Because I have two of them.
The balls are they're coated with a smell. So literally, he went in the back there and grabbed a brown Storm ball, brought it up.
Say, what does brown smell like?
And he gave it to us and said, here, smell this. And we smelled it, and it's like, it's root beer. And it's like, yep, it's root beer float.
That's so much better than what I was going to guess.
Why would you do something like that? And this is the guy that runs the pro shop. He's like, I don't know. I think it's just to get their name out there and get people to remember it like that. Yeah. Right there, Bob, right there. That's Storm. Like knew it right off the top of his head. Well, there you go.
The crazy thing about it is, my bowling ball is probably, like at least 20 years old now. Mm-hmm. And I had kept it up at my parents' house because the only time I had been bowling was like I would sub for my dad's league sometimes. So like I'd go up there on a weekend and sub. So because I haven't bowled in a league down here for a long time. But anyway, when my mom passed away and like I'm bringing stuff down to my apartment, like I brought my bowling bag down and it was in my living room. And I'm not kidding you, for the next week, my living room smelled like green apple. And I'm like, how? It's 20 years old. How? But it's weird too, because now I don't smell it. Like, is it just because I'm used to it? I don't know. It's so weird. But 20 years, how did I smell that again? Like, it's just insane.
That's funny.
You just have an ordinary cheap bowling ball. But see, I used to belong to a league, but we never described ourselves as a bowling league. We were a drinking league with a bowling problem. It was just an excuse.
Yep. That's a lot of bowling teams.
Yeah,
that's a lot of.
We were honest about it.
That's a lot of pinball leagues too, if we're going to be honest. And that's weird. That's a weird thing about me is I don't really drink. So which is like, that's always a weird thing. Like, I'm like, it's like, oh, I found this really cool pinball location. It's a brewery. I don't have a problem with that, but I feel bad going to play pinball because I'm not really supporting the venue because I don't drink.
You could order a virgin something. Order a virgin beer. Say, give me a virgin beer. It's just water.
I also don't like beer. There was one brewery that had really good root beer. I did like that. Yeah. But anyway, we were talking about United Parks or something, I think.
Oh yeah. See what?
Yep.
Yeah, somebody's actually suing them over the fees.
Good. It's ridiculous. Like everything. What was it? I think the last I heard it was like 20% surcharges on stuff. Like, was it someone 20 or maybe 15? I don't know.
I'll tell you next time we do a show because I'm actually going down there over Thanksgiving weekend.
Over Thanksgiving weekend, huh?
Yeah, I'm actually celebrating Thanksgiving this coming weekend with my son and his girlfriend.
That's nice.
And then over Thanksgiving, we're going to go to Busch Gardens on Black Friday. Hopefully, that means the crowds will be lower because they'll all be in the stores. We'll see.
Yeah.
Black Friday's not a thing anymore. It's Gray Friday at best. Like, there's no money being saved. Retailers ruined Black Friday. I remember the excitement of Black Friday of like, let's go. Let's just have fun. Sorry.
No. I just bought a new TV and everybody was saying, why didn't you wait for Black Friday? Black Friday.
Doesn't
like,
matter.
I am not going to. Yeah. Does it matter? No, I'm sure it won't. And part of the contract with this purchase is if the price goes down over Black Friday, they will refund me the difference. I don't believe that, but I also don't believe it's going to go down because it was already supposed to be on sale.
Right.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to go battle those crowds.
No.
I 1 year in my life, I did that. I went to Best Buy and I went there an hour before they opened looking to get a deal on a couple of things. And I did, in fact, get a deal on things, but I went there an hour early, and still there were probably 200 people ahead of me waiting to get in the store. And I'm like, this is stupid. Why?
I don't know. It was kind of fun.
Oh, well, see, I hate shopping.
I do too, but like Black Friday was always kind of fun though, because like, I don't know. It was just the adrenaline of like, I'm going to get this deal.
I used to have a neighbor who would go up to the outlet mall that's north of Pittsburgh, and they would literally get up at midnight and go up there.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't do that.
And according to her, you had to go that early or you'd never get into a store. Like, really? All day long? You'd never get into a store? Well, everything would be gone by the time you got into it. So that means you're going up there at 1 o'clock in the morning to get into one store in this entire outlet mall that's already supposed to be discounted stuff.
Yeah.
Like,
because you can't wait in multiple lines, can you?
No, right. Like, okay, you go have your fun. None of it makes sense to me, but go ahead. I'll be sleeping in.
Black Friday died for me when I figured out that there was Black Friday products. When I figured that out, that's when I was just like, okay, no more Black Friday. I'm done. That's it. Like, nope.
Right.
Everything done. Because it's just like, that's ridiculous. It was the TV I found. It was like, oh, cool TV. And it's like looking at the box on it because it was a Black Friday deal. I didn't know anything about it, but just like it was a really good price for a good TV. I was like looking at the box and it's just like, there's one HDMI input on this. Just one. There's no component inputs. There's no audio out. There's no audio in. There's no nothing. It only had one input. And I'm like, what? That's not right. And then I look it up online and it's just like, no, it's got like 4 or 5 HDMIs. It's got all these sound inputs. It's got all this other stuff. And then I found the exact model, which was the same, except for it had like a letter behind it. It had like a D as in dog or something like that. I'm like, what is that? And it comes back, it's like, oh, that's the Black Friday model. It's stripped.
Yep.
I was just like, oh, that's how it's at such a good price. It's just a crap model.
That happens with things that aren't even Black Friday. Like,
True.
Costco has their own versions of particular models of products, and Walmart does too, for that matter. It may have the same name to it, but it'll have some funky letter in the product, codes that indicate that that's one that's being especially made for Walmart, and it's missing stuff from the normal model.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a game.
Yep. And so is the bait and switch at SeaWorld. We keep trying to come back to this story.
It's because they're part of this. They're like acting just like the rest of corporate America and like scamming people. Like there's so many scams out there for consumers. Yeah, it's just bait and switch. It's like, oh yeah, get in for this price, and then oh yeah, by the way, when you're in, you're going to pay through the nose. Mm-hmm. Which really, I mean, this is where Six Flags is going with $18 magnets.
Yeah, but they told you up front that magnet's $18.
That's true.
They told you about that up front. It's not like it's just like the magnet was $1.50. You took it to the register.
But
and
so
like,
here's the
by
thing,
the way,
though.
There's a $16.50 surcharge on it.
They also, though, they kind of did it. So, well, this is the weird thing that's been going on with the Six Flags stuff is they now are not like on the items you're buying. They don't put a price on it. They put a color. And you have to find somewhere in that shop what that color represents.
Oh, yeah.
And I can't remember where it was, but I remember being in a shop at a Six Flags, and I could not find the price. There was just no price guide in the shop. So you basically went and purchased it, and then only when you saw the receipt did you realize, if you're buying one thing, you realized it when they said the price, but yeah, it's kind of a game. And I know the reason why they do that is because it's easier to reprice stuff. So like whenever we turned it into a $22 magnet, we just have to replace one sign rather than relabel everything.
Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, it's just a game. Like let's just wring as much money as we want out of people, and it's weird that their attendance is going down and their revenue is going down, and I wonder why people don't want to deal with this crap anymore.
Yeah, it's because they're buying all their souvenirs from the Denver airport. That's where all the revenue is going. Right to the Denver airport.
They got it piled up in their underground bunkers.
Yep.
All right. Well, we tried as best we could to cover the SeaWorld thing. Whatever. It's a scam. That's the bottom line.
Yeah.
Let's move into IAAPA. It seems like another year of just rad vehicles for the most part. So I guess I think the coolest thing, as weird as it sounds, the coolest thing is Galacticoaster. They presented at IAAPA in Lego form. Like literally they built models out of Legos. And they said, this is it.
Well,
I mean,
that seems like the thing to do.
It doesn't even really do much to say like this is what it looks, but like it's such a funny concept. I love it.
But I mean, that works, right? Because the real life vehicle should look like a bunch of Legos,
It's
right?
true. It should.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's probably a pretty close to perfect representation.
Yep. The Dollywood Night Flight Expedition boat was revealed from Mac. I mean, it's the typical rocking boat. It's green and yellow. There you go. That's all you need to know. Tormenta Rampaging Run. Guess what, guys? It looks like a B&M dive coaster train.
Wow, shocking.
Crazy.
No way.
It's crazy.
It should have had bull's horns on it or something, you know?
It does.
Where? I don't see it in the picture.
It's in the back.
Oh, yeah. In the back of the seats there.
Oh, okay.
I mean, they're really stretching it there, but like,
Yeah.
that bar on the back, they flared to look like a bullhorn.
Oh boy, oh boy.
Yeah. Can't wait.
I can't wait to see that thing valley because I know right where it's going to valley.
Yeah, I remember this discussion.
No way. The seats have seat bolts holding them on? Wow.
It's
amazing.
It's insane. The most okay. This is the ride vehicle for Sequest Legends of the Deep. It's not really. I've not really looked into this ride, so I don't know if maybe there's. I don't know how much is known about it, but it's an interesting ride vehicle in that I've never seen a ride vehicle like it. So,
Right.
like, is this a new type of ride from Vekoma? And when did Vekoma
it's
start?
coming from Vekoma, so at least it's, not some weird, never heard of company that.
Yeah.
Oh.
This looks exactly like an Omnimover system type deal. Like an inverted Omnimover.
Yeah.
Oh, is it Flying Theater? Wait.
No.
I don't know. They're
I
referencing
don't know.
this other thing.
I'd be willing to bet it's powered dark red overhead track.
Yeah, and the vehicle's supposed to rotate 360 degrees. Yeah, that's really like a Omnimover then.
It looks really cool though.
Yeah. Has some potential to make used in some great rides.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's just kind of a cool vehicle because it's new. The Fast and Furious Hollywood Drift one, that does look like a really cool vehicle.
Yeah.
That still has my winning vote for all the even though they've unveiled that one before at the park, but it still looks really nice. It still looks really good. I'm watching the testing of that coaster. People keep, posting little videos of it. It's like, oh, I can't wait to see that thing start to rotate out on the track because.
Right.
And we were watching a little bit, and my wife sees part of it. It goes through this like lazy looking corkscrew down towards the bottom, and she's like, "Well, that doesn't look very exciting at all." I'm like, "Oh, imagine the vehicle. You go up into the corkscrew, and then you rotate 180 degrees as you come down the backside." I'm like, that'll produce some really interesting feelings out there on the track. Yeah, that's going to be pretty cool.
I have a feeling that could possibly overtake Velocicoaster. I think there's potential for it.
Yeah. I mean,
that's a high bar.
It is.
That
but,
is.
I mean, everything I've seen about Hollywood Drift is just looking really cool.
Do we know the name of the all the inversions in case we can pinpoint a Mosasaurus roll somewhere on that?
Hasn't been published yet. We'll find out.
That's not.
Right.
Cadillac curl.
The family loop or something like that.
Oh,
All
the
about family.
Yeah, Wings at Morgan's Wonderland is actually really cool. It's a wheelchair ride. You literally just can roll a wheelchair on and secure the wheelchair, and then I guess you flap your wings and it makes you fly. It's really an interesting concept.
Yeah, it's nice that they've come up with something like this.
Yeah.
This is one thing I do have to say about Zamperla. Like, they are really good about accessibility and like the stuff that they've done for Morgan's Wonderland, and what's the? I don't know. They've just done a lot with accessibility, and I really do appreciate that about Zamperla. It looks almost like a parachute tower, like a small parachute tower.
I like the concept, though. It's really cool.
The new Rail Rider vehicle.
Thing from SNS.
Yeah,
the Rail Rider. They're advertising as being something new, but it's not new. It's just a different car on the same track that they tried to, get their horse race thing out.
I think. Well, in some sense, I think it is new. We'll see if it gets built. Has any park bought it? I don't think. Have they?
I don't think so.
I think there's rumors that one may have, because this is what they're built. Is this what they're building? They're building the demo of it at SNS headquarters.
Yeah, they built a demo of it out there.
Yeah.
Recently?
Yeah.
They've already had people ride. I've seen videos of people riding out there. This is one tooth rail away from a spike coaster. I mean, when you do single rails, I mean, they all start looking the same,
Well, spike coaster isn't really a coaster.
It's true.
This is actually a coaster, so it has that. It has that on it, and it's also not Meyer.
And you won't find this on a cruise line,
right?
Right.
I really. This is a ride that I'm kind of hopeful for.
I will back off my statement. I just went onto SNS website to take a better look at it, because the picture that's in the article from IAAPA doesn't show me enough. And yes, it is. There are some significant differences to the old, version of this that they have had,
which was an Arrow product.
Yeah.
I always wanted to see the steeplechase come back, because
the steeplechase didn't have the kind of extreme hills and turns and stuff that this is displaying. Yeah, this would be much more thrilling.
But I think I don't know. The thing about a steeplechase that always intrigued me is that you weren't really that restrained. So, like, I don't know, sometimes I think like steeplechase would be a lot of fun, just being like you're holding on,
Well, you can go to Worlds of Fun for that.
It's true.
Sorry.
Thanks for reminding us of that, Greg.
It just slipped out. I couldn't help it.
That's a good one.
Yeah, that's pretty good. DOF Robotics has a dark ride. No park's been announced. Do we know DOF Robotics? Do we know what DOF stands for?
Not a clue. I don't know.
I've never heard of them before.
I'm trying to come up with a funny acronym right now.
Come on, you're good at that.
I know. It's just this weird DOF. I know. We're all thinking of acronyms right now. Come on.
We are.
Actually, no, I'm searching. Oh, they have a website.
Yeah, they do.
Instagram. And a lot of words.
And,
And they use ASTM international standards. That's a good sign.
That's always a plus when you design rides.
So they have flying theaters, walking dark rides?
Huh?
Immersive. Yeah, that's what it says.
Did they do that? Did they do that Minions thing at Universal?
Oh, do they?
I don't know. Whenever you said that, though, that's what made that's the first thing that came to mind.
Yeah, I'm looking at that one in particular, trying to figure out what they mean by walking dark ride. That doesn't involve a whole lot of engineering in terms of the vehicle.
They are the displays and stuff. That would be robots. They are based in Istanbul. That's That's a new place for a ride manufacturer, isn't it?
I don't recall any in Istanbul.
Well, now
Not that I
there
could
is.
think of. It's very interesting. Wish I could see this picture of this thing larger.
It is
Trying
stuff.
to see.
Oh, they made the XD Theater. That's in a lot of FECs.
Okay.
So they do have some
The Angry
experience.
Birds video game.
Huh.
Okay. So,
The chassis
there.
sits on 4 gearboxes that roll around on a platform. Okay.
Breaking some new ground there, huh? Never saw anything like that happen before.
no, never.
I mean, okay, go for the gearboxes. Manufacturers typically go one of two ways of movement, right? It's either a mechanical gearbox with a DC motor on the back of it, moving the thing around for high torque, or hydraulics. Problem is when you have mobile stuff like that, hydraulic fluid doesn't go well on top of roaming vehicles.
Right, yeah.
Because you eventually get oil on the ground and then everything comes to a stop.
Yeah, well, so that's what we've seen so far from IAAPA. Nothing really groundbreaking.
No.
Moving on, Dolly Parton has been inducted into the IAAPA Hall of Fame. But unfortunately, she wasn't able to attend because of health issues.
That's too bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Inducted in the Hall of Fame and you can't make the attendance. Like,
Yeah.
But how old is she?
She's 79.
79 years old. Wow.
And she's going stronger than, 90% of 79-year-olds.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's a definite thing. It's like, got to take care of your body. You take care of your body will take care of you.
Well, I'm screwed.
I think amusement park people get a free pass on that one, though.
You think that's it? Okay.
I think so.
I like that. We'll roll with that. But yeah, she seems to have had a number of health issues lately and missing things. Did she also miss the opening of Dollywood for the first time this last year for health reasons?
I don't know. She did say so. This is what she said. She said, "I wanted you to know that I'm not dying. I'm not ready to die yet. I don't think God is through with me, and I ain't done working. So I love you for caring and keep praying for me."
All right.
So hopefully she's doing okay.
Yeah, she'll be back out and about soon. But I'm glad she's been given this recognition.
Yeah, absolutely.
Dollywood's an amazing place. And I am really looking forward to their new ride with the boats.
Oh yeah, I
think
that
unlike
first
the other-
rocking boat looked really cool.
Yeah,
It looks like a really cool ride. So
even Ryan has said that looks better than other boat rides because it's got a real track and such.
Yep. It's going to be really exciting, especially the way, it's always hard if you get a park where you buy like the prototype model or even one of the first one or two models, and you just do a crap install on it. And it's hard for manufacturers because they want to show off their product. Right. Say, look at this is amazing. But if you do a crap install on a ride, it's like nobody wants to show that off. They're like,
Now they're going to want to show this off.
Yeah.
I mean, Skyline did a lot of showing off, though.
Yeah. Well,
Well, There's showing off, and then there's desperate sales pitches.
They did do some showing off. You're right. And now their stuff shows itself off. So shows itself off property.
That's it. Yep. See it right over there on the shelf.
Right.
Not being used anymore.
I think Ryan has a secret goal for this show. He wants to catch me off guard so that I don't mute before a cough. That's what he's trying to do. It almost happened there.
You could try it. I mean, you
Caught
could
myself.
try it. It's a good goal. It's probably the best goal ever. I'd say I gave myself that goal and said I could do this. This is going to be the best goal ever. I could swear to God I did.
Gosh, here he goes. Oh, man.
There he goes.
Yep, you got him. Bob had to shut the sound off again.
I'm going to be involved in a criminal investigation when they find him dead somewhere.
Oh, man. He's getting
we're
scary red now.
We're gonna
Bob the tomato.
right. Haven't seen somebody this red since the what was that roller coaster he went to? What's that? Oh man, it was just on the tip of my tongue. The wing coaster they opened up this year.
Rapterra.
Yeah. Rapterra Bob was pretty red.
Oh, he was very red. But at least that was just sunburn.
Because it was hot. With no shade.
Well,
I'm going to make it. I'm determined to make it. Oh, man.
speaking of desperate sales pitches.
Yeah, I mentioned how gave props to Zamperla. Now I get to tear him apart.
Yeah.
They're advertising the ability to create a 500-foot and beyond tall swing launch coaster. Guys, please stop. Just please.
Yeah.
The pictures that they got look like they just took Top Thrill 2 essentially, and then just, you know, how you can drag the corner of the picture and just make it bigger and bigger and bigger.
Yeah.
That's
It's a
what it
vector
looks
graphic.
like they did. Yeah, basically, yeah.
That's
all they did.
That was one of my favorite comments in the Reddit thread. Was somebody said that's some great PowerPoint engineering there.
I would have more respect for it if they were able to shorten up the distance between the towers. Top Thrill 2 already has a ridiculous amount of distance between the towers in order to get, and you know, it's in the fact that it's a 3-swing launch. Mm-hmm. I mean, I could understand that distance if you're like, okay, we're doing this on one swing. That's it. We're not
Kinda
even
like,
a swing.
you know,
We're doing this.
it used to do.
You mean like what Dragster
Yeah.
did? You know,
Yeah.
Intimate has been doing
that
since
thing.
2003.
But this one here, I mean, the big, it's like, geez, how long is that? It's got to be like 1.5 miles in between the
has
two
to be.
towers. The two towers are actually set slightly higher apart from each other to accommodate the Earth's circumference, the curvature of the Earth, and they're that flipping far apart.
Yeah, they
from
are.
each other, you know?
The airtime hill is the curvature of the Earth.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say. That's it.
I mean, can you imagine the first launch? It's like, oh, well, we launch you at 70 miles per hour. It's like, yeah, and that still takes 25 minutes to get to the front tower.
And the return trip.
Right? Meanwhile, the entire time we're doing this, we got a guy with high beams on the other side flashing us. Like, get out of the way. We're trying to go. As an industry, we can do better than this. Come on. Let's shorten those towers up. Let's get them right next to each other.
That's it.
I mean, like Moonsault Scrambler?
The what?
Moonsault Scrambler? Tell me you know about Moonsault Scrambler.
Oh, that sounds familiar.
Was it Fuji-Q?
Why does that sound? It sounds familiar. I'm gonna have to look at it. Hold on. That sounds like.
It was basically the precursor to the Vekoma Boomerang. But it was huge. I forget how tall, like, what, 400 feet?
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, it wasn't Fuji Q.
Yeah. Yeah, with the loops that have like super dangerous G-force on them.
It
Yeah.
was 230 feet.
Oh, 230. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It was, I was thinking at the time it was breaking records, but
G-forces
That was a long
were
time
up to
ago.
6.2.
yeah.
That's a lot.
That's a lot.
That is a lot. Because on the average boomerang, the way ours was anyway, if you sit in the back row, when you drop off a lift 2 and you go through that loop in the back row, you hit 5.5 Gs, but it's just for a split second.
Yeah.
But you hit it at the very top of the loop, it just goes spikes right there, like 5.5 Gs backwards. It's like, that's a lot. that's just momentarily. Those loops, though, look, you can sustain the G-force in there.
Yeah.
Much bigger.
I would love somebody to recreate that.
I think Mac did it right. I think it was Mac that did it. Where they started putting like stators 4 across on track to get the acceleration they needed in a shorter space. It's like, yeah, let's do that. 4 on the top, 2 on the sides, 1 on the bottom. We're just going to mount them everywhere. It's going to be amazing.
Sounds
One
like
little tiny-
Zamperla can't perfectly align one, so I don't know.
That's fine. That's what hammers are for.
Right.
Get
That's
one
why-
little tiny coach. It's like 35 tons because of all the magnets on the bottom side of the thing.
That's why
It goes
Top
up
Thrill
and over
2
the
goes
top hat.
down.
Radar's like, what's that?
He's trying to kill me.
Yeah.
That's what's
Gold
happening.
for the night.
Yeah. Up and over the top hat, space station gets a little bit closer every cycle. You know, it's like, there's another magnetic pull into the Earth. That's pretty. Yeah, their stuff just. I know it's the safety thing because it's like, oh yeah, these models won't like Zamperella's models. They won't tear themselves up that bad, which is good. I mean, as a park, you're looking for that longevity. But I think as a rider, people look for that aggressiveness. I mean, that was the biggest perk to the Accelerator series. Just that hardcore acceleration as soon as that thing went.
Oh, absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's what I mean. That's exactly what that. That's how you make a 17-second ride worth the 3.5 hour wait.
Right.
Oh, absolutely.
Exactly. Yep.
And like that Top Thrill 2 does not. There's nothing that justifies that wait for me.
Mm-mm.
I mean that airtime at the top is okay, but it's not worth the wait. That launch though, that hydraulic launch, that was absolutely worth it.
Yeah, I mean, Cedar Point's point of view, it'll be worth it when they see the throughput on the ride pretty much matched with what it used to be, and knowing that they only spent not even a tenth of the cost per year to operate it with that new system in there. That's where their payoff is going to be. It's like, yeah, it's doing essentially the same thing. We're getting people through. We're doing all the stuff, but we're not spending the money on it.
I do kind of wonder, like, what its attraction is going to be after the newness wears off of it. I don't know. I don't know. I think there's people that really genuinely love it. I'm not saying it's a terrible ride or anything like that, but I don't know. I don't feel like it has the re-rideability. I don't know. Maybe it's just me because
I have a sense that when I go there, if I hit it at a time when the line isn't bad, I'll jump on it, and then I'll go over to Siren's Curse.
yeah,
You know, or
Siren's
something
Curse
like
is
that. You know,
Siren's Curse is where it's at in that park right now.
that's the hot ride in that park at the moment. Not that Steel Vengeance and whatever else, aren't top tier rides, but Siren's Curse just surprised the crap out of me.
Oh yeah,
It was just so much better than I thought it was going to be.
I also question. I don't know this for sure, but I I had always had the understanding that hydraulic launches didn't consume nearly the electricity that most coasters consume. Like I had actually even heard that it consumed less electricity than a lot of chain lift. Like, and I don't know if this is true or not, but I had heard this from a couple different people. So it makes me wonder, like, is the operating cost, I don't know, does LSM increase the operating cost? I mean, I know they were doing a lot of maintenance on Dragster, but I don't know. I really kind of question if in the end it really does equal a whole huge amount of savings. And Ryan, you could probably shed more light on that than I could, but I just kind of feel like, I don't know, I feel like there's some trade-offs.
Well, I mean, you're talking about electricity. It's like, honestly, electricity-wise, the LSM probably runs more power to run the thing than the hydraulic launch did because it's a much higher demand for it. The hydraulic launch used a lot because it had 18 hydraulic motors sitting there just constantly running the entire time the ride was on, charging the accumulation system. So, you know, it's got a little bit of offset in the power cost by itself. But then when you go in and you say, okay, let's look at its consumables, all right? So the old version needed UHMW replaced every year all the way down the launch track. It's like new version doesn't have that. Old version needed 3 cables replaced 3 times throughout the year. New version doesn't have that. It's like, okay, old version needed hundreds and hundreds of gallons of hydraulic fluid throughout the year, not to mention the hundreds that it needed during the off season to flush the system out. New one doesn't have that. The environmental impact of the hydraulic fluid alone is got to be saving all sorts of money. Because if you get hydraulic fluid on the ground in the dirt or anything, it's a huge, you know, environmental impact to have hydraulic fluid around in those areas. Because let's face it, if you're spilling something from a ride like that when it comes to hydraulic fluid, it's not a pinhole leak. You've now dumped 400 gallons on the ground. As soon as that happens, you know, that's borderline. You have to call up your governing body and report a massive spill, and then which the park probably did from time to time, and they had their own procedures in place. I can almost guarantee you. And they just said, okay, you guys clean it up. And they're like, yep, we're cleaning it up. Do we need a hazmat team to respond for you? It's like, nope, we got it. Like, okay. You know, because it is a lot of hydraulic fluid. And then just everything else. I mean, the amount of stress that put on those trains constantly, mixed with Intamins, like, hey, now I don't know what Zamperla does for their trains, but Intamin for sure had a 5-year pin replacement on all of their single point failure items, hitches, hitch forks, pins, cross connect, like everything like that. Intamin's like every 5 years that stuff has to be replaced. Each train, you're talking almost $200,000 worth of pins every 5 years. I think that was one of the deciding factors when they stopped using it. When they said, like, oh, well, we had one train that was just sitting in the station and it wasn't being used for a long time. My thought was, I bet you that train ran up against its 5-year pin replacement, and the park is like, the ride's almost done. We're not going to spend $200,000 to get this train back up and running for 5 months of operation. Probably not going to happen. So, I mean, the cost savings, when you look at the rest of the mechanical and everything else that goes into it, probably astronomical savings by going to Zamperla's model.
But do you think that there's not going to be, like, I don't know. I guess it really depends on what Zamperla requirements are.
Right. I mean, so it's all the chassis. There's lots of billet. There's lots of there's non-welded stuff. So NDT is a lot cheaper, assuming you can keep wheels underneath it. Which wheels are always a big thing the first couple of years of a ride's life. Rides always eat wheels faster than what's expected. But realistically, the cost of running those trains is just not much there. You don't have to replace magnets underneath the train. Those aren't consumables. So you're literally, and the cylinders are hydraulic for the restraints. There's not much there for those things. I know the old Intamin trains, they had lots of weldments. The chassis were all welded together, and I believe Zamperillas are all billet.
I guess my question is like, well, I guess if Intamin, it really does sound like Intamin was supposed to be the ones to overhaul it or reimagine or whatever the case is. It makes me kind of wonder, like, what would have the Intamin looked like? I'm guessing they probably would have went away from hydraulic, but they probably would have kept a lot of the force on the launch that, not to the same level as the hydraulic version had, but it would probably get close.
Right. They would have put their own custom stator system in there that I don't remember who makes it, but it's like it's Intamin's brand basically of stators, just like Maverick has.
I think, isn't?
Yeah, something like that.
I think.
And those have a really aggressive power pattern. I mean, they're able to do Formula. What's that ride over there in Ferrari land? Yeah, they're able to do that in one shot over like a 300-foot top hat.
Red Force. Red Force is the one that with the LSM.
Yeah.
Formula Rossa is the hydraulic.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Intamin definitely would have delivered a much different package for that. It would have been different. Now I think.
But what I'm saying is, I know they quit doing the accelerator rides, but like, do you think going with Zamperla is saving more than going with another?
Just an alternate manufacturer in general?
Like Intamin or, somebody better known that has done more stuff like that.
I think it was a gamble. I really do. It was just a gamble. Somebody said, hey, let's try it.
Yeah.
Somebody was looking at the future with Zamperla and said, we're probably going to be buying a lot of stuff from them. Let's give it a shot and see what happens. And then we might know whether we can convert other things to this style system. We might know, we could help Zamperla develop their drive systems and vehicles, which might pay off in the long run to eat some of the R&D cost for them. Because anytime you buy a prototype ride, you're eating R&D costs no matter what.
Right, yeah.
Yep.
Like you're putting a sizable amount of money into that manufacturer to help with the R&D of those vehicles, assuming it's going to work. Sometimes Park puts R&D into stuff and it doesn't work.
Well, yeah, which is this is the big question with seeing Top Thrill 2. Like, would you, if you were a Park, would you buy a 500-foot tall coaster from them from ground up?
From Zamperla?
Yeah.
I would have a serious talk with them about this whole distance problem. Like, okay, 3 swings. We got to do it in 3 swings. That's fine. I want half the distance. Do it in half the distance.
Yeah.
Like, I don't need any of this from the front gate to the back of the park.
Especially at Cedar Point.
Right. It might be one thing if I had like a small park and I needed the front to the back and I could tunnel down and make the whole thing underground. And there, all you saw was a tower on one side of the park, a tower on the other side of the park, and no track in between.
That
might be interesting.
That is right out of Roller Coaster Tycoon.
Right. It is. Right.
I've built that exact ride off of Roller Coaster Tycoon. Yeah. I don't know. I think it's funny. The comments on this thread are even funnier. Like the first one was, they even think it will be operable on occasion. I love it. But then, of course, we always, there's always that debate. Like 500-foot tall coaster, but it's not really a 500-foot tall coaster because it's a shuttle. You're not going the full 500 feet, and you don't know how high you're going. Like build a whole layout, go the whole way over. What? Yeah. I don't know. It's weird. Well, speaking of Intamin, this is a really cool collaboration with them. With ETF
kind
ride
of mind blowing
systems.
for all that they have it doing.
Yeah, like at first this video starts out and you're like, yeah, everybody's doing that. And then you get deeper into the video and like, oh no, the vehicles go on to other mechanics that do different things, like bungee jumping. Like what? Like,
yeah. Let's make our vehicles do as many different things as we possibly can, so we can pare it down to just one model to sell to everybody.
yeah,
Right.
I mean, it's almost what it's like. Who knows what their thought process is behind it, but it certainly makes for a very flexible ride system.
I think the launching, like the way they have like the slots and like they actually can go onto a launch mechanism.
Yeah.
Like it's just this whole this is one of those links that, you know, check out our show notes. If you're driving, wait till where you're going, but like check out our show notes and like follow this video. Check this video out because this ride system it looks really incredible. And I could see a lot of really cool things with this. The whole launch thing, like that launch thing is just, that gets me. It like actually, now that I look at it again, it's not a slot. Are they actually putting LSMs on that?
No, it looks like it's got two tires that go on the
tires?
other side of, underneath of the vehicle. There are two tires that engage with this rail, center rail, and the tires do the pulling of it into a launch. It's like taking the tires off of a track and putting it on the vehicle.
It's basically like, it's kind of weird because it's trackless dark ride system, it looks like. But then when it gets to that part, because I always say the two wheels in front, and I'm like, oh, that's like a vertical fin pinch rail style.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like,
yep.
And I was like, didn't see that on the video until they get to that launch area, and then it goes on to that center fin. And I'm like, why would they do such a thing to suddenly go from trackless to needing the vertical fin, but only in the launch area? I don't know. Is it? I mean, I wasn't thinking about that. Is it an LSM down there?
It doesn't look like it because it's clearly wheels that are engaging that fin.
My first thought was the booster wheel, the wheels that are basically driving on that center fin are just wound different, where they would suck for moving the vehicle around at slow speeds. But they can take less current to basically accelerate the vehicle up to a higher speed. But that's pretty much like their only job.
Yeah, and you couldn't accelerate like that on a trackless system.
No.
Well, that's the thing is like I'm thinking of the vehicle is like it's got to carry its power on board, and you start doing like. If it's actually a drive motor on the vehicle itself, well, like with those tires, those pinch tires, wouldn't that be draining the battery too fast?
Oh, you know what? What happens if that center fin, just like any dark ride, has power conductors on it? It's a bus.
Yeah.
It's a bus to where it needs it to not only keep the vehicle straight at high speeds, because I imagine your forecasters kind of just lock straight forward at that point. Mm-hmm. So it needs a little bit to guide off of, but mainly it's picking up brushes to use external power.
Okay.
That seems reasonable. Yep.
All hypothetical, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it makes sense.
It does. Because, I had the same thought. Well, it can launch up to this speed. I had the exact same thought Bob did. I'm like, well, that's going to drain the battery really fast. Unless it's sponsored by Energizer.
This video doesn't show. Maybe I missed it. There's another video that also shows parking on platforms that go up and down and
it is in this video. But I'm actually kind of going through another video too that I just found. They did touch on that. They just said Intamin's propulsion system. They didn't say what technology it was.
Okay.
Well, a lot of that stuff I look at and I think of Disney. They already built the Rise of the Downtime rides. And they do a lot of that stuff already. I mean, they have drop tracks, they have elevator lifts, they have everything in there. So that is just a matter of vehicle position. And if you're going to do something aggressive like a drop, you just have to lock it in place somehow.
Yeah.
So Disney's already sitting there like, been there, done that.
Yeah,
cut down time.
honestly, Twilight Zone Tower of Terror is just the technology used in that is phenomenal. And like,
Oh, yeah.
they better never touch that. It's so good.
Well, I hope they find some buyers for this. I'd like to experience it.
Yeah. This is what Mario Kart should have used.
Yeah.
Greg, you're going to introduce the next one because you're the only one that can say his name.
So we mentioned this briefly in a previous episode where the stand-up comedian Nate Bargatze,
That's him.
that's him, is interested in building a theme park. Nateland is what they're saying in this article. And we were kind of laughing about it, and maybe we still should be. But he's actually now partnered with Storyland Studios to come up with the concepts, and yeah, I don't know what to think. I mean, it would be nice to have something back in the Nashville area because he's doing this in part because he misses Opryland, which I don't know enough about the history of it, even though I was actually at that park. But I don't understand why it closed per se. Maybe it just wasn't getting the traffic, but it was attached to the Opryland Hotel, which was booked up all the time. So I don't know that it was an attendance issue. But anyway, he wants to restore that kind of thing back to the Nashville area. And if he's partnering with an established company like Storyland Studios, sounds like he's putting some money out, or somebody is, to at least get the concepts going. We'll see.
Yeah. I wonder what he's actually bringing to the table. You know, sometimes you do just have the face, which is just a matter of I've got an idea.
Travis Kelce.
You know,
Sorry.
like football player.
Sorry, that cough did kind of slip out there.
yeah. But yeah, is he bringing money? Is he bringing just the idea? Is it just the face? Is it a name to get out there? I imagine that costs way more money than what he's got to put into it.
Right, no matter how successful he's been. And it seems like such a left field for a stand-up comedian to do.
Yeah, it's interesting. And I'm also like, why... The whole Storyland Studios thing is so weird because they're actually a legitimate company that has built actual attractions.
Right.
But why do all, like, and I'm not saying this is in that classification of park, but why do all of the parks that are never going to get built partner with Storyland Studios? And are they partnering, or are they just paying Storyland to say, hey, make us images?
Yeah.
Is it because Storyland's willing to talk with people?
Maybe that's
and come up with ideas that might not ever get off the ground, but they're willing to do it?
That may be that. I mean, that could be it. Everyone else is like, no, come on, are you serious?
Right.
That very well could be. That may be the answer right there.
Well, just talking with people is sometimes the hardest thing to do.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people, you know, when I go back to when they shot Modern Marvels episode in our theme park, it was, you know, we were talking with them. They were there all day filming. We were doing an episode on Grease. So they were there for the chunk of the day filming on all sorts of different rides. And the PR person asked them, they said, so why did you guys finally go with our park? And they said, you know what, we called you guys, we called Disney, we called Universal, we called all these other parks, and we said, this is what we want to do. You guys called us back. That was it. That's the reason they used our park, because we're the only park that actually contacted them. Responded. All the other ones didn't even respond. Didn't even take the time to say no thanks.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, they're looking
it'll be
for
interesting to see if that happens. I just noticed in the article it did say he was the highest grossing comedy tour in 2024. I don't know what that means in terms of dollars, but pretty low overhead on stand-up comedy acts compared to the ticket prices they charge.
Yeah.
He's better off starting a park than we are, so there's that.
True. Yes.
Much better off. Yeah. For sure.
I don't know. It's weird because I kind of get the sense that he actually is. There's actually a part of passion in it. Like,
yeah, he seems earnest about it.
Yeah.
It's not. It doesn't seem like it's a con.
Right. This isn't meant to be a con like Storyville Gardens. That was the first one. That was the one that was like. And I remember like people buying that like hook, line, and sinker until that first image. Oh yeah, here's an image of our coaster, and it was an existing B&M like with a filter applied to it. Like,
yep.
And I love like this is one thing I've got to love about roller coaster enthusiasts is like they take this image and they put a filter on it to make it look like a pencil sketch, and it was like a day or two before somebody was like, no, that's this ride, and here's the picture. Here's the picture they used of that ride. And it was like, and then after that, it was like, yeah, this is a con. And yeah, there's been a lot of things that have followed that. But yeah, I'm not sure this is in that category or not. Now, whether he's successful or not will be a different story, but I don't know though. I think the landscape right now with so much consolidation, I think if you have the resources to build a park, I think now might be the time to do it because you can actually be the park that's not caught up in one of the few chains that is running everything now.
Yeah. Yeah.
We'll see.
I hope he's successful.
Yeah. I do too, because I want more parks that aren't Six Flags.
Right.
Or United.
Yeah. Nashville could use one. Opryland was a nice little park.
Kennywood's already getting ready for 2026. They've already announced their dates. Kennywood Sandcastle and Idlewild. Which this feels kind of early, doesn't it?
Yeah, I'm like, why are they announcing this so soon?
There's really not much new, like, announced anyway. There's a couple new events coming, but Kennywood will open Saturday, April 18th, 2026. I think none of these, other than Sandcastle, they're not closed yet. Or wait, Idlewild might be closed now.
That probably is.
They do a fall event, but they don't do a winter. So Sandcastle and Idlewild will open on Saturday, May 23rd, 2026. Idlewild will have the longest Hello Boo event, which will run through October 31st. So yes, Idlewild's closed now if that's their longest. Neighbor Days are coming back, Kids Fest, Celebrate America events. Yeah, they're not really. That's the other weird. Like, it's like, why do you go early and announce nothing other than your opening dates? It's weird.
I don't know why you'd want to announce your dates so early. But then again, I also don't really see why you would want to wait till, if they're opening in April, I don't know why you'd want to wait till March of next year to say, by the way, we're going to open in April.
Yeah.
Maybe it's the early bird gets the worm.
Maybe. I'm just surprised if you're going to announce this early and you don't have something new coming into the park to announce, new ride kind of thing. Then why not wait till January or something? I don't know.
Yeah. Until especially since Kennywood's still open with holiday lights, and I I don't know. It's kind of a weird thing, but there you go. If you want to start planning your trip to Kennywood next year.
Maybe Channel 4 just needed something to fill out. What can we throw in here?
They're like calling up Palace. Hey guys. That's the interesting thing though. They are still pushing the Palace name. Like these are still Palace parks. They're not Herschend parks. They're Palace parks. So I'm starting to wonder if these parks are going to continue to operate as Palace, just being owned by Herschend.
Maybe the need for the opening dates is to clear up any mindset out there that they're not going to open, that they're going to close. That's
actually a good call. That's actually a really good point.
Yeah.
Because that would be a way to do it. Say, if I don't think this park's going to open, I don't think this park's going to open. And the park, with nothing to lose whatsoever, just be like, okay, well, here's our opening dates for next year. Like,
yeah, that is actually a really good point, and that very well may be it.
Could be.
I didn't think of that angle, but yeah. But it is still interesting to me that they are still saying Palace, like the Palace has announced. It's not Herschend is announced. It's still Palace has announced. Which might
something.
I kind of feel a little bit better that way though, because it makes me feel like okay, the Palace parks will continue to have a platinum pass. Because
that could be why that's and we talked about that,
right? And like I understand, like everything you said, Greg, is like it's in my head, like, and I agree with you. Herschend doesn't do platinum passes, so
right.
How do you integrate that? And that this may be the way they do it. Like, no, we're going to keep this Palace, and then if they make an acquisition, like does it go under Herschend or does it go under Palace? Like, will Kentucky Kingdom become a Palace park? Or will it stay Herschend? Like a lot of these things I'm kind of curious about now. Like if you're going to keep the Palace name, I think, it kind of, let's segment off Silver Dollar City and Dollywood because those are the premier parks. And I get not wanting to just like give everybody a free pass into there that has a Palace pass. But in that regard, Kentucky Kingdom kind of fits with the Palace stuff,
Right. So maybe the two parks that are destination resort type parks will stay Herschend, and then all of these others that are the regional hometown kind of parks,
right? Yeah,
will stay under Palace name. I see that as being, what do I want to say, a viable way of running things.
Yeah,
way to distinguish the two, and
especially since Palace, I think, has been doing such a good job too. It's not like Herschend's buying Six Flags and saying, continue doing your stupid bullshit. It's no. Palace is actually doing good. So it's like, it's one of those things like, hey, we're going to acquire you and we'll assist you. Like you're part of our company, but like, you're doing great. Keep doing that. Which kind of does make me feel better. Honestly, it really does. Because I honestly, like, if Palace if the Palace parks don't have access to a platinum pass, I think that's gonna hurt things a lot. So yeah, I feel a little bit better that they are saying Palace, but I mean we'll see how things develop. It is still kind of a new thing, so
right, still early days for
things could change. So Swamp Fox is gonna get a new neighbor. What's it called? Myrtle Beach. Oh, Family Kingdom Amusement Park. That's it. In Myrtle Beach.
Yeah. Like, what is one called?
it's the home of Swamp Fox. They are getting an RMC, which is
everyone needs an RMC.
Apparently.
Well, it's not what I was expecting for the big RMC announcement that was supposed to come out of IAAPA, which is what this is. But they're going to get a Raptor, but they keep describing it as a custom layout, so it's not going to be the standard Wonder Woman.
Truthfully, I don't think we'll ever see one of those built again. Because even Alan Schilke said it was too much. Like,
Yeah.
it's just too extreme.
Really? Well, for a lot of people, it would be. They're very whippy.
Yeah. I've not rode one, but the original Raptor model, the Railblazer and Wonder Woman.
Yeah. And what's that?
Is that Wonder Woman at Magic Mountain?
No, that's Wonder Woman at Fiesta, Texas.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the one at
Wonder Woman at Magic Mountain is mostly a clone of Jersey Devil Coaster at Six Flags New Jersey. Great Adventure, yeah.
Okay.
Which my first ride on it was not impressive. My second ride on it was great, and then my third ride on it was, again, not impressive. It's a very temperamental coaster, and like I don't know, it just and ultimately didn't really impress me as much as it should have, I think.
Yeah.
So I hope it's not that layout. I hope this is something completely new.
I doubt that Family Kingdom has the land to do something.
That's true.
Like the Jersey Devil version of it. But at the same time, apparently it's not going to be like the others. If it's a custom layout, it'll be interesting, and it's within arm's reach for me to get to someday and try. And it's not a park I've ever been to, even though I used to go down that way. But we used to go there on vacations when my kids were very young. So it was not the kind of place we would go to at that point.
It's a place that I always wished my family would have gone to, but no, we went to the Outer Banks where there are no coasters. How much torture that was. It's not fair. And then I'm like, let's go to Busch Gardens. Well, that's too far away. I'm like, but it's closer than home.
No, it's not. I'll drive.
Right.
We were 12 at the time.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
I was honestly hoping somebody was buying a wild moose.
I was too.
That's what I wanted the announcement to be.
And a wild moose would have fit great there, wouldn't it have?
What?
A wild moose would have fit great at that park.
It would have. It would fit great at most parks because it's so small.
Right. I think someone needs to, like, out here we got I'm sure they're all over, which is the amazing pizza machine places, which typically buy like a wacky worm type ride and install them in there. It's like, I think someone like an amazing pizza machine family entertainment place needs to buy one of those Wild Moose ones.
That would be good.
Put it inside in the dark, strobe lights and fog, bald eagles and lasers, the normal stuff.
Laugh track. They need a laugh track with lasers. That's what we need.
There you go.
Only with a Wild Moose ride.
But see, it would have been, well, you're exchanging a thrill ride for a tame ride, but, it would fit in the footprint of the Schwarzkopf they're taking out of Lagoon. So I was hoping that's what it would end up being. But I knew that was a pipe dream. Just a total stab in the dark guess at it. But I didn't see this coming.
If Del Grosso's isn't buying Switchback, they should get a Wild Moose.
They should. That would be a good park for that.
Although, from what I hear, Del Grosso's really wants a wooden coaster. I've heard that multiple times, that they really want a wooden coaster at their park.
Yeah.
But they just need to keep the spaghetti sauce. That's all I care about.
If there's a way to move a particular coaster just up the road from them without losing the grandfather.
I know.
Meaning, leave the dips.
That's still such a frustrating scenario.
Yeah.
I don't know how that's going to turn out, but
I think we do now. Sad to say.
I'm trying to ignore it. Hey, listen, in the 80s, the only reason why it survived is because they couldn't afford to tear it down. So, it may be another 20 years. Hopefully it'll open again.
20 years, it'll be a pile of rotten sawdust if they don't do anything with it now.
Did you see it in the 90s? Were you there in the 90s?
No, I did not.
Oh my
no.
God, Greg, you can't even imagine what that thing looked like. Like, it was bad. It was really bad. But that park was amazing in the 90s. I can't, like, that's the thing. I can't believe that community let that go. The local government should have stepped in. The second that manager said, oh, we're going to sell all our rides, they should have said, no, don't do it. Because, man, that park had so many classic rides that you couldn't find anywhere else. I'd go there for the skydiver alone. But not only that, but like the Alan Herschel twist and shout.
There?
Yes, that's where I rode a skydiver.
I would have gone there for that. Yep, I would have.
An Alan Herschel twist and shout. Like they don't exist anywhere. That was the only one that existed, as far as I know.
I gotta look that.
They
up.
had the
What
original.
Right.
They had a spider, and then they had the original octopus, like the old clunky one that was so much more fun than the spider. They had a chance toboggan. Alan Herschel, Little Leaper, or Little Dipper, the lineup at that park was incredible.
Oh, twist and shout, a tilt-a-whirl?
It's like a tilt-a-whirl, but it is nothing like a tilt-a-whirl.
How is it not like a tilt-a-whirl? I mean, it looks like a duck.
Well, it doesn't. It's not on a track. It swivels on a hinge. Like it didn't feel like a tilt-a-whirl.
Okay, all right.
That's all I'm
right.
saying. Like, it was really fun. It was a lot more fun than a tilt-a-whirl. Well, first of all, I could ride it, so there's that.
There's that.
Just the way it moved was unique because you were like, it would swing you around, but the centrifugal force was always kind of pushing you out, and you would occasionally hit those. I mean, I guess it really did operate like a tilt-a-whirl, but for some reason it felt a lot different than a tilt-a-whirl.
Okay, I'll believe you.
Yeah, all right. Sure, why not?
Trust me, that park was amazing in the 90s, especially with like the $5 ride all day. We went there so much as kids. That was also the place. So, I mean, Greg. Well, I don't know. Did you meet my dad before he was in the home or not?
No, I did not.
Okay. So when my dad would walk, he only had half of a knee from a motorcycle wreck in 1985. So when he walked, it was like his one leg was like a hop, right? So he couldn't move very fast. And the one time we went there, for some reason, this area of Altoona was like really prone to thunderstorms. But this one day in particular, this storm came through that I could have swore, like, you know how you see a flash of lightning and then you count the seconds for the thunder, and that's how you know how close that lightning was, right? I could have swore the thunder happened before the lightning. It was so close. Like, I mean, it had to hit, like, right near us. And, like, the park had already closed and we were walking up to the car. And I remember my dad starting to run. And it was... I mean, it was kind of funny, I have to say. Like, I'd never seen him run so much. But that struck of lightning, both me and my sisters, like, literally laid flat. We hit the ground. Like, our instinct was to land on the ground. And then just watching my dad was like, go, go, go. And, like, he's just like, my dad was running. Like, I know this is probably to most of you guys, this does not sound funny, but, like, if you could just picture my dad running, this was like, it was just hilarious. But like we really did. We had that was our childhood park. Like, it was that in Geauga Lake. For some reason, we didn't go to Kennywood that much, but we went to Geauga Lake and we went to Lakemont, and it was such an amazing park. And like my parents had always said, like, the thing about Lakemont was it was a park that was small but had a ton to do. And it was like they could actually sit at a picnic table and pretty much tell us to go because they could pretty much see the entire park from the picnic table. And like, it was just like, wow. It was amazing.
Okay.
That's great.
So I sent a picture over to you. Is that the ride you mean?
I saw a message that you sent a picture, and I can't
Studio
find
Com.
it. Okay. Oh, yes, that's the one.
Okay, so it was because I was looking at Twist and Shout, and it kept showing Tilt-A-Whirls.
Oh, Twister. That's the one. I'm sorry.
I was doing the same thing.
Twister.
I was like,
Yep, that was my bad. It was
okay,
Alan
now
Herschel
I see
Twister.
What you mean and how it is not like a Tilt-A-Whirl, and yet it is. But it looks like.
Yeah, it's like I'm telling you, man, that ride was so much fun. So yeah, it was a Alan Herschel Twister.
I'm looking at,
and you see,
interesting set of pictures because all three of them are pictures of Twister, and one of them's got like the one I sent you. It's got Leap the Dips behind it. Another angle, it's got one of those old toboggan ones, that it goes up the tower vertical, and you spin around until you hit the bottom, and then you get your neck broken.
yeah. That's like ultra claustrophobia for me. Like I'm never going on one of those things.
Oh yeah.
Oh, and that sound. Have either of you been on those?
Yes, but not for many years. But
Ryan,
yes.
did you?
Yeah. Talking about the coaster one?
Yeah, the toboggan, like the chance toboggan.
No.
Claustrophobia doesn't like. I mean, you're in that tube, but the thing about it is you're sitting basically flat on a floor. There's no seat, and you're like, if you probably wouldn't have even be like, depending on how tall you are, but like I don't know that you would have fit in one. Like the cage was so small,
your head touching the top.
But the biggest thing was not, we make fun of. I mean, I've never rode it, but we make fun of. Zambezi's Inner, they built the tunnel and the loudness and like.
Oh, this was really hot in that thing.
It was hot and it was loud. Like that anti-rollback and that little tin. Oh my God, it was so loud.
It was real sensory overload in a painful way.
It really was. It really was. But it was also kind of like a fun little ride in some ways. It was an experience. Like it was one of those things. Like it's just you ride it for the experience.
Yeah.
It's really, really interesting ride. I don't know.
When you go up to put your life in somebody else's hands and ride, Hades or stop at Little America on the way, a little tiny park there that's in Wisconsin. They still have one of those there.
I really would like to go to that park because everything I read, see, and hear about that park reminds me of what Lakemont used to be.
Yeah, it probably is.
Listening to Side Friction Podcast. We release new episodes every Saturday at 9 p.m. Eastern.
If you enjoy the show, please consider leaving us a review on the platform you are listening to.
Visit our website at sidefriction.com to find show notes and other information, as well as links to other locations where you can find us.
Follow us on Mastodon, sidefriction@worldkey.io, or follow me at RagingWolfBob at opencoaster.net.
Check out my channel on YouTube at Ryan the Ride Mechanic.
We hope you'll join us next week and stay on track with Side Friction Podcast.